Okay, ladies and gentlemen, quit grab-assing and sit down. Jeez, you guys are like animals. My name is Commander, and I'm going to be briefing you on the SCP you're going to go study, so pay attention. What we're looking at today, SCP-5245, Object Class KETER. Special Containment Procedures. Due to SCP-5245's nature, it is currently uncontained. Foundation web crawlers are to search for SCP-5245 related media, which are to be flagged and taken down. Ships scheduled for sailing that follow SCP-5245's criteria are to be intervened under the excuse of damage repair. Probes are scattered across the globe to search for potential SCP-5245 manifestations. During SCP-5245 manifestations, any nearby ships are to be rerouted to avoid collisions, using slightly altered excuses with each new manifestation to prevent a security breach. Research into possible ways in containing the anomaly are ongoing. Description: SCP-5245 is an iceberg, measuring approximately 30 meters in height and 121 meters in length with a thick fog surrounding it. An unidentified voice believed to be SCP-5245's is present. It also appears to be sentient and displays a similar level of sapience to an average adult human. SCP-5245's main anomaly is its ability to manifest and demanifest in various locations across multiple large bodies of water almost instantaneously. SCP-5245 is more likely to manifest when the following conditions are met. At least 75% of passengers on board are tourists. At least 20% of passengers are currently in a relationship. Either rain or a thunderstorm is present. And 5 to 10% of passengers have thalassophobia. If you don't know what that is, geniuses, that's a fear of the ocean. During SCP-5245's manifestation, the said fog will surround the entirety of the ship. All individuals on board the targeted vessel would typically be unaware of its existence until in close proximity of it, in which SCP-5245 is unavoidable and is likely to collide with the ship. After collision, SCP-5245 will immediately demanifest along with the fog. Discovery: SCP-5245 was discovered when recent reports of a mysterious teleporting iceberg appeared across multiple newspaper articles and news broadcasts. Surviving individuals claimed it spoke to them in a holy manner, and it acted as a being of grander capacity. With the Foundation aware of a potential anomaly, related media was taken down and amnestics were administered to all involved parties and witnesses. D-556287 was sent in to test whether communication can be held between SCP-5245. Addendum 5245-1 Interview Log. The following is an interview between D-556287 and SCP-5245. To save on time here, I'm just going to refer to him as D. Interviewed as SCP-5245. Interviewee D. Forward. It rained throughout the duration of the interview. D grips onto the railing with one hand and holds a clipboard in the other. They're struggling to keep balance. D. Jesus Christ, the floor is so slippery. A thick fog surrounds the ship. In the distance, D notices a silhouette of an iceberg, being SCP-5245. D. Yelling. Hey you, can you hear me over here? SCP-5245. There is no need to raise your voice. I can hear you perfectly fine. What is it that you seek? D. I'm sent here to ask you some questions. Is that okay with you? SCP-5245. Not surprised someone else sent you to be disposed of just for some clarifications, but out of pity, I shall abide. Proceed with your inquiries. D sits down while still holding onto the railing, squinting at the clipboard. D. For starters, what are you exactly? Is it true that you're some sort of deity from what people have said? SCP-5245 mumbles and clears throat. Yeah, it's true. I am but another being constructed to wreak havoc upon mankind. I was built from their frostbiting cruelness to turn against them, against humanity. D. Why though? What do you benefit from all this charade? SCP-5245. One word. Entertainment. SCP-5245 cracks up before bursting out in laughter. SCP-5245. Because you humans are so humorous. D. Wait, what? SCP-5245. I give up. I give up. In between fits of laughter, it says this. I can't keep it in anymore. It's amazing how my acting skills got people interviewing me now. D. So, you're not a deity? SCP-5245. Of course not. Who would believe such a ridiculous statement? I'm just another iceberg, that's all. D. But why? Why are you making all this shit up for? SCP-5245. For fun. D. And? SCP-5245. And what? That's it. D. What do you mean that's it? You do all this just for your own personal gain? SCP-5245. Well, when you're a teleporting iceberg, what else are you supposed to do? Don't expect me to sprout legs and donate to charity or some stupid shit like that. D. Look, I'm just here to ask you some questions. There's no need to be so rude. SCP-5245. As if you're not the same. D. Sighs deeply. Okay, how about I ask you one more question, then I'll be on my way. SCP-5245. On your way to hell when I'm done with all of you. D. I'll leave you alone if you just cooperate with me on this, alright? SCP-5245. Fine, I'm tired of talking to you anyway. D. For the love of... Okay. D. This one seems good enough. Are you aware of the many casualties you've caused? SCP-5245. Yes, and I'm proud. D. Oh, really? SCP-5245. Uh-huh. If it weren't for me, the Titanic wouldn't be as popular. D. I beg your pardon? SCP-5245. I sunk the Titanic. D. You sunk the Titanic. SCP-5245. Yes, I did. D. So you're the iceberg that killed hundreds of thousands of people, men, women, children, injured or dead, because of you? SCP-5245. Yes, and business was booming because of me. Sure, I get nothing from it, but hey, impersonation is the best form of flattery, am I right? They made me look real good. D. They didn't even know you were alive, though. You can't really say that as if they do know. SCP-5245. Still, great achievement of mine. D. I can't believe you're talking about murdering so many people so casually. SCP-5245. Hey, you have your infamous serial killers. Don't judge me, all right? Besides, I think it's about time you leave my sight. Get lost. Mortal. D. Fuck off. End log. The cruise ship was steered away from SCP-5245 and D was retrieved shortly after. Now, during the interview, SCP-5245 claimed to be the same iceberg that sunk the Titanic, as you heard from the log. Whether or not this claim held truth is as of yet unknown, currently under investigation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was SCP-5245. You're dismissed.